I don't have a lot of time. My group's out there waiting for me. We got into quite a scrap this time. But to sum it up very quickly, while we're waiting around here in Waterdeep for the dragon cultists to come in to offload their ill-gotten gains and move forward in the next part of their heinous plans, I, of course, was at work learning all the spells I could out of the library that our gracious guildmistress has given me access to. The others were doing whatever else they were doing throughout the town. I didn't even know. I was too busy inside that library. But they dragged me out to the library, said they had a great idea. This idea apparently was to become gladiators in the Waterdeep Colosseum to fight monsters that had been captured around Waterdeep to the, glory of the nobles who captured them, and to dispatch them using honourable combat by those foolhardy enough to get into the arena. I suppose that's us. So they all said there's 1,000 gold piece purse on the line, we could go in, stomp a few monsters, blow off some steam perhaps, and it would be good for a group. They got me out of the library for this. But truth be told, I was running out of money for the ink, so a wizard's got to pay his bills somehow. So we went to the arena, we met up with the other contestants. There's a group of city guards going for the glory of their number. There was a group from the Splinter group that had broken off from the Grand Order. Nothing personal between us and them, of course. They're just earning a living like we are. But there's a little animosity between our group and theirs, which I'm working to dispel a bit. There's no point in having rivals when we're already fighting against the dragon cult bringing in some dodgy dragon goddess into this world. Oh, there was some group from the Triad who were trying out for the Order of the Gauntlet, which this whole battle arena thing was supposed to be better in. There were some other groups too. Leosin even had a group of bards that decided they were going to try to take on groups of monsters. That didn't go so well. So the first battle we face, 3 winter wolves charging at us from the opposite side of the auditorium. Now, I admit I'm a bit cranky because, well, I hadn't slept in a few days, but listen to me. We had to take on the leader, pummeled him from a range, throwing weapons, spells, what have you. It's just a pity we don't have more bows on our side. But we dropped the leader without too much difficulty. They get to our ranks, and winter wolves, their breath weapons are awful. That cold attack that they use filled Cathion with repeated blasts. We dropped the leader, and then it was a bit of a slog. My comrade, our group's ranger, took his greatsword, which, by the way, if there are any dragon cultist sympathizers out there, they know we took down Landragotha, since we're using his weapon and all. So he went up and was hewing at him with that flaming greatsword, a very effective weapon, while Malark and Vermilion were flanking and doing their damage that way. Admittedly, very respectable. I came on a realization right in the middle of the battle, however. See, I looked up into the stands and I saw all the nobles out watching our battle to the death. I saw our guildmistress looking and encouraging us. But at the same time I realized any single one of them out there could be Dragon Cult sympathizers. And I know they're smart enough to be scouting our group out. We've already seen one of their reports. And here we are giving them a masterclass on how we fight monsters, including possibly their monsters. So I resolved to do as little as possible using my magical arts. In the end, I ended up using my acid splash on them, and then I used the axe. We dropped them fairly quickly once they got in close range and weren't able to use their breath weapons on us. Admittedly, we did show off some of our tactics, especially very effectively Belphegor in his ambush attack. He was waiting for them to cross and then out with the greatsword, doing quite a bit of damage. All in all, we didn't really show off anything that you couldn't have learned by looking at us. I was able to only throw to cantrip, and we felled them without too much difficulty. So we went back. The other groups got their chance. For the most part, most of them did alright. Then we went to the second round. We had the first fight. A couple of trolls. They came at us from two different sides. Vermilion was up on top of a pillar. Against smaller creatures he would have been difficult to hit, but the trolls were large enough to swipe at him, which made his position somewhat precarious. He looked like a meat stick on a pole. But I again advised us to focus on one at a time. The one that wasn't going after Vermilion. All told, again, a flaming greatsword's a great weapon against trolls, and the rest of us chopped them down so quickly, the first one barely had a chance to do much anything. The second one tried to get a bat in on Vermilion, scored some damage, but nothing serious. In the first fight, I ended up having to drag Kytheon off the ground and out into harm's way. That was the worst we took. We took quite a beating against the Winterwolves. Against the trolls, hardly anything. Our advanced techniques were able to drop the horrors without too much difficulty. I did end up using a shield when one of them thought they'd get a good grip on me. I took a wee bit of damage, but nothing significant. But in total, we dropped them with... demonstrating our planning, we had Alchemist Fire. I took care of them pretty straightforward. Nothing too serious that we couldn't handle. Oh yeah, I think I used a catapult spell in there with my Alchemist Fire, but again, that looks like I threw it as I was trying to pantomime. They can know about my first level spells, they'll see them soon enough straight up, and there aren't many defences against something hurled directly at your face. So, we beat the trolls. The other groups went through their battles. The other guild ended up having a bad draw with some boulets. That was a nasty fight. But they managed to overcome their 2 rounds. The bards overcame the first round, but the second one, it was not pleasant. They ended up going out fairly quickly. Believe they ended up facing basilisks. Pretty gruesome. We probably could have done pretty well against basilisks, but they didn't have much of a chance. The guards got to take on a Gorgon. Oh, that was another not a pleasant sight. Fortunately, the town's taking care of most of them, restoring them from petrification. Likewise, the group from the Order of the Gauntlet fought well, and, they did well for themselves. They aren't progressing any further, however. As of the dust clearing, it's no more than we and the rival guild. Now, we're going first. And I darted back here really quickly once I got an eyeball on what came through that door. Looks like we're taking on a Hydra. You know, dragon creature, lots of necks and heads. Nasty opponent, lots of biting going to happen. And all the same, I'm still going to handcuff myself and not use magic to tip my hand against the dragon cult sympathizers out there. It's going to be a good fight. It'll be interesting to see if we can stop the thing from tearing us several new superfluous orifices. So, tomorrow wish us luck. We're going to possibly need some, but I think we'll do pretty well. Our group gets a chance to show off what we've learned and how well we can fight together. So, that being said, the battle awaits. Heading back out there right now to get my axe wet. Wish us luck. Farewell. This is again from the Grand Order, marching forward for the glory of our guild. Farewell.